Now on Denver 7 News, it's a red, white, and blue weekend, and while fireworks fill the sky this holiday, there are many who are concerned about the fire risk they pose.
Fireworks can cause a fire, which can, bring tragedy along with it.
We talk to people who are still recovering from the devastating Marshall Fire and hope their neighbors err on the side of caution this Independence Day. Delays and cancellations continue to plague the airports. What that means for your flight home after the celebrations are over. Plus, making transit a little easier this summer. How you can get free rides for an entire month on RTD buses and trains. And as the summer heats up, the housing market starts to cool down.
We're really starting to see a lot of houses sit, and our inventory really feels like it's bouncing up substantially, and that's advantageous to the buyer.
Why this is the best time to scoop up the home if you're looking to buy. After a day of grilling, swimming, and enjoying the summer sun, Civic Center Park finishes off the second to last day of 4th of July celebrations with red, white, and blue fireworks show. Thank you for joining us for Denver 7 News at 10. I'm CB Cotton. Flash flood warnings and some clouds rolled in during the later part of the afternoon, causing a little doubt about the shows tonight. Meteorologist Stacy Donaldson joins us now. Stacy, we saw a little bit of rain, but what should we expect for the main celebrations tomorrow?
It looks like we'll be sitting pretty for tomorrow for all of our celebrations or grilling or tubing, no matter what you're doing for your holiday. We do have a chance for a few scattered showers up in the high country, but I think just like today, we will see chances for stronger showers down to our south toward Colorado Springs and the eastern plains, but not a whole lot happening here in Denver versus what we saw earlier today here for the metro. We had scattered showers move through. Those pushed off pretty quickly and moved off to the east, and now things are very quiet here for our area and for the eastern plains for the most part. So everything just having gone down a notch now that it's cooled off across Colorado. Down to the south, we have a few light to moderate showers, but as we go through tonight, we'll have partly cloudy skies, overnight lows in the low 60s. So our 4th of July forecast as you're waking up tomorrow morning, temperatures in the 60s and 70s. We'll have 80s as we head toward lunchtime, even warmer temperatures after that. But it looks like we're sitting nicely for our weather forecast tomorrow. I have more details on that coming up in a few minutes.
All right, Stacy, thanks so much. And the 4th of July is a time to celebrate, and it's an opportunity to spend time with friends and family. But as Denver 7's Bayan Wang reports, for communities impacted by the Marshall Fire, the holiday weekend is a time of high alert.
It's a Louisville neighborhood decorated in 4th of July fashion.
I think there's people who are still interested in celebrating the 4th.
But not like they used to, and not all of Richard Morgan's neighbors get to partake.
You see a lot of the damage already when you come into our neighborhood.
Some homes on his street destroyed by the Marshall Fire.
So I think that's just affecting people's moods this year.
And that's why Morgan's community doesn't have an appetite for one particular Independence Day festivity this year.
I don't think there's a whole lot of tolerance for, private fireworks.
That's understandable considering the drought, the aftermath of the fire,
hard to put into words,
and the potential for a firework to start a new one.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, it's on everybody's mind.
Despite fireworks being prohibited in Boulder County this year,
Never 34, I'm also fireworks tonight.
dispatch centers have received several complaints.
And Chillian Route fireworks complaint. There were 37 fireworks complaint.
And then the report Saturday night no one in Boulder County wants to hear.
So this was a fireworks started fire.
While the location and size of the fire were not confirmed, Preston Lyons, a firefighter with North Metro Fire Rescue, says the cloud coverage and rain this holiday weekend is deceiving.
It gives you a false sense of protection. It's going to give people more confidence to think that they can set off fireworks.
But Lyons knows better. He was one of the first crews on scene during the Marshall Fire.
The grasses are still dry and things can still burn.
That's why Louisville resident Kristen Keller is opting to watch fireworks at a professional display in the city this year.
I know there's a lot of people feeling like the city isn't reading the room. Personally, I'm glad they're having it because I feel like we have to go back to some sort of normalcy. So I'll be there.
And hundreds of others will be too. Bayan Wang, Denver 7.
And while many still plan on using classic fireworks tomorrow, officials say don't take your chances on the big displays. Any fireworks that explode or leave the ground are illegal across the state. With the dry conditions we've had this summer, several counties have fire restrictions in place that prohibit fireworks in areas where it's not already banned. We talked to the people who organized tonight's event at Civic Center Park. They say all the precautions were taken for tonight's show.
We are also in one of the safest, most restrictive environments in which to shoot fireworks, shooting them off a rooftop that's covered with a rubber membrane in a downtown environment with a crowd that's 100 yards away.
So just a rule of thumb, leave the big fireworks to the experts. And great detective work and your help came just in time. Denver police say thanks to anonymous tips, 10,000 plus pounds of illegal fireworks are now off the streets. Officers say the fireworks were being illegally sold out of a Northwest Denver home on Friday night. The investigation is ongoing, and right now police haven't shared suspect information. Anyone who knows of other illegal fireworks sales in the area, call the appropriate hotline to report it. And millions of Americans travel to their 4th of July holiday destinations, but not all of them made it there on time, and in some cases, they're not getting there at all. More than 2,000 flights were delayed on Sunday, and at least 200 more were canceled by mid-afternoon. The TSA says nearly 2.5 million travelers passed through security checkpoints Friday. That's the highest one-day figure since the pandemic began. While airlines blame the cancellations on the FAA, Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg disputes that claim, even threatening to sanction airlines.
There are some things you can't control, like weather, but there are a lot of things that the airlines can and should control to make sure that they can service the tickets that they're selling.
In the meantime, 42 million people will be driving to their holiday destinations despite high gas prices. Things are, of course, busy over at the Denver International Airport. At last check, more than 369 flights have been delayed and 14 flights have been canceled. Possession at the Rainbow Gathering in Northwest Routt County. According to Steamboat Radio, Routt County deputies seized 55 grams of fentanyl and made an arrest today. They also made an arrest on Saturday for alleged possession of 15 grams of fentanyl. Names of the suspects have not been given. Law enforcement at the scene have taken 428 enforcement actions, and again, this is as of Saturday, including arrest and violation notices. At last count, the U.S. Forest Service estimated 9,100 people in attendance, and that's as of Sunday. RTD will waive all fares next month. It's part of a statewide initiative to reduce ground level ozone. Back in May, Governor Polis signed a Senate bill into law making the program possible. As RTD faces more calls for increased security, its board has approved a new contract with its security provider. The $20 million extension includes converting armed officer positions on the privately owned A, B, and G lines to unarmed positions. That move is expected to reduce cancellations and free up armed officers for other enforcement duties. Since late last year, the transit agency has been under the microscope over increased drug use, violence, and other problems. Buying a home in Denver, it can feel more like a dream than a reality. But while the rest of the city is barbecuing or setting off fireworks, it's one of the best times for buyers to be on the lookout. Denver 7's Colette Bordelon explains.
Sam and Rebecca Sunshine DeWitt know the Denver housing market.
It's definitely cooling.
Standing outside of the third house they've bought in the metro over the last 6 years.
One offer and it was accepted.
But this time they had a very different experience than what they're used to.
It would be like a parade of people, right? Like there were cars lined up, there were people waiting to get inside. You were competing with the rest of the city.
They don't want to go through the process again, putting in an offer over Memorial Day weekend, and they just moved in on the 1st of July.
These last couple of months in particular, the market has really started to slow down. Our reports that are coming out aren't showing that yet.
Brett Weinstein can talk about Denver real estate all day and says there's a shift going on in the market. Over the last couple of months, interest rates have gone up while buyer demand has gone down.
We are going to see inventory rise. It's just how much is it going to rise?
It's still a seller's market, but now is a great time for buyers to look, since Weinstein says holiday weekends like this one are normally unbelievably slow.
If you're a serious buyer and there's inventory out there, this could be one of the best times to sneak in and swoop up a home. You're not going to have a lot of competition.
He says that chance will probably last through this next week.
I've known Brett since I was a kid.
And he's who Sam and Rebecca have bought all their Denver homes with.
Find a realtor that you trust, because this is a person who you are putting a lot of hopes and dreams into.
They know what an emotional roller coaster buying a home can be, but they also know it can be done, even in Denver. Colette Bordelon, Denver 7.
Coming up, as many people admire the fireworks in the sky, these little guys sure don't.
Dogs, cats, everything is frightened by all the loud noise, all the big bangs, and they just take off.
How shelters are preparing for an influx of animals as pets scared by fireworks run away from home. And pets aren't the only ones affected by these loud booms, and helping them can be a challenge.
When we're dealing with first responders and veterans, there's a very specific mindset and a very specific culture that goes along with those populations.
A new kind of treatment made for veterans by veterans that could help during this time of year and beyond. Plus, the Great Resignation has increased traffic on job sites like LinkedIn, and scammers have taken notice. What you should be doing to protect your information and money while searching for jobs.